Until her marriage to Prince Harry in 2018, Meghan Markle was most widely recognized for her numerous years as an actress, but her earlier career and personal life remained largely unknown until she began dating Harry. The documentary, titled Meghan Markle, A Hollywood Princess, delves into these unexplored areas of Meghan's life in Tinseltown. Perhaps the most surprising revelation to come from the documentary is that during the late 2000s and early 2010s, when Meghan was ostensibly supplementing her meager Suits income as a briefcase girl on the US version of Deal or No Deal by hustling for small-time acting gigs, she was actually moonlighting as an event coordinator for Soho House in Los Angeles. As a savvy Los Angeles dweller, Meghan managed to stay out of the celebrity tabloids for several years, but this blink-and-you-missed-it acting role earned her enough income and public recognition to move up in the world and join the creative and entertainment-focused co-working spaces, hostess and event coordinator staff, as the film sources allege. There, Meghan was paid to hobnob with the Los Angeles elite and coordinate very lavish parties at the one location where you'd expect to find a predatory character like Harvey Weinstein on his off hours in LA. There's been plenty of acknowledgement of the dire scope of Weinstein's sexual wrongdoings over the years in the film industry. That said, the documentary posits that her superiors at Soho House specifically ordered Meghan to look after Weinstein impeccably during his stays. This duty apparently included meeting Weinstein personally, ensuring his beverage needs were met, seeing to his comfort, and arranging a companion for any guests he brought with him. Essentially, these accounts suggest, Meghan effectively served as Weinstein's personal attendant and valet. This took place around 2010 or earlier, a time when the worst of Weinstein's alleged abuses hadn't yet been publicly divulged. Nevertheless, it raises serious questions about Soho House's choice to accommodate a known predator and, at once, put its young, female employees in jeopardy. The testimonies in question also suggest that Meghan may have been present for exclusive dinners and gatherings Weinstein hosted within Soho House. This is important, these sources continue, given Weinstein's then stature and sway in the entertainment world and Meghan's then aspiring actress status. While these accusations as yet lack real proof, they paint a worrying picture of Meghan potentially being placed in harm's way by her superiors, all in the pursuit of pleasing a VIP patron. This would be nothing new, of course. In the wake of the #MeToo movement, we've learned just how widespread and accepted not just sexual misconduct, but outright sexual predation was within Hollywood for decades. Young, vulnerable women were systematically taken advantage of as an everyday part of trying to survive and thrive in the cutthroat entertainment world. While we may not know the specifics of what interactions Meghan had, if any, with Weinstein, the fact that she was asked to become the literal rosebud of a serial predator is grim and upsetting, to say the least. The documentary also digs into other facets of Meghan's history that paint her in a somewhat less than flattering light. It describes a young Meghan as ambitious and obsessively focused on her looming image from the age of 12, accepting virtually any acting job she was offered instead of just picking and choosing, and partying late into the night with hard-partying Hollywood A-list. Ambition and dogged determination are, of course, commendable traits. However, the documentary suggests that Meghan may have been a little overzealous about climbing the social ladder and rubbing shoulders with celebrities who could maybe, in some indirect, tea-serving form, help her get ahead. The documentary flags historic social media updates in which Meghan discussed pursuing relationships with famous actors and mentioned that she started to be seen with some of the biggest A-listers in Hollywood. People who knew Meghan during that period characterize her as self-absorbed and cast doubt on her genuineness and warmth. Her 3 failed marriages or engagements before Prince Harry are re-examined, implying a propensity to terminate relationships when they no longer furthered a specific career trajectory. These criticisms imply that some degree of aspiration is natural for anyone hoping to break into the entertainment industry and that people evolve over time. The documentary's intention, however, is to scrutinize Meghan's actions and motivations before her royal life and question whether all of those decisions were driven by her professionalism or were equally benign. There's no question that Meghan was greeted with blatant racism and unwarranted media persecution when she became a part of the royal family, much of which was indeed the result of flat-out bias. The argument presented here, though, is that not all negative portrayals of Meghan are unfounded. The hypothesis is that Meghan has spent years as a public figure meticulously managing her own persona so as to downplay any less favorable or controversial vestiges of her past. According to the film, Meghan seemed to sever ties with family and close friends who might undermine the flawless image she projected, and ex-employers were reportedly hesitant to down her for fear of backlash from her passionate supporters. Claims that she may have embellished certain details of her life story, such as being a self-made woman who paid her way through school, despite coming from a rather privileged background, appear to be the result of a concerted effort to stack the deck in her favor and construct a more compelling and relatable narrative.